John, you got a point. You got a clean sheet. I'm sure you'll feel like you could have won it late on. How are you feeling?
Oh, we should have won it late on, shouldn't we? You know, I think you could try and get that over the bar about 10 times and it'd be difficult too. He's adamant he was pushed in the back, and because you'd argue that's good defending. Well, if he doesn't touch the ball, it's almost certainly a penalty. But you know, it was always going to be a game like that, very scrappy. They do depend a lot on long throws, which we dealt with magnificently. A lot of corners, we dealt with them. And you know, we had 3 or 4 good chances in the second half that, you know, if one of them goes in, we win the game. You know, two games without a goal was a bit disappointing for us. But at least we started to make chances again. And we've kept that all-important clean sheet. And if someone had given me that start of the game, the clean sheet, I'd have definitely took it. But you know me, I always want to win games, certainly at home. And I think possibly shaded the game. Second half, I think they had a 20-minute spell in the first half where they got on top of us and we couldn't get out of our box, to be honest, on our last third. We were defending second and third, fourth, fifth phases. But second half, we got back into the game, we got on top, made a lot of chances, defended the routine balls in without too much alarm. I don't think Toby made a save in the second half, although I thought he was magnificent the way he patrolled his area. Coming and catching, punching at the right time, smothering the ball. Decision making was very, very good, and that's the Toby that we saw at the start of the season.
With a lot of the same personnel, defensively particularly as you had last weekend, how pleased were you with that response and the kind of back to basics, doing those fundamentals? Yeah,
they've shown a lot of character, and you know, there was a steely determination in them, you could see it. And you know, I think Cam and Notts will go on with headaches tonight without the amount of times they headed the ball, as will Seamus, because he headed it a lot as well. And then you take the one who headed it the most, which is Coley, and he was outstanding. You know, we led the line brilliantly, and you know, on another day, you know, I feel for strikers because you always need a bounce of the ball. And you know, the game was not far short of anti-football, and that's no one's fault. You know, the way that the weather turns and the pitch is going, that's no disrespect to Buzzy, because he does a sterling job trying to keep this pitch as good as it is. But the ball's bobbling all over the place, and you know, you're seeing that with Dion scooping the one over the bar, and Adam, who's got, you know, one of the most reliable shots in the business, you know, putting it in the stands. So it's difficult, and it's difficult to play football on that, and it's probably wise not to try and play on it, especially in the final third, maybe in the opposition's half, yeah. And we were possibly guilty of not doing that enough, although we did. There was a few good little patterns of playing. Adam played a lovely little ball through to Dion, and you know, we smashed it straight to the keeper when he might have been better off trying to lob him. But it's easy to be wise after the event. You do what you think's right at the time. But you know, was a draw a fair result? Possibly. Am I pleased? Moderately.
How big was it? You mentioned him already. To have Bishop, Charles, Keneally back out there.
Massive difference. You know, and they did make a difference. That's no disrespect to the players who they've replaced, but they did make a difference. And you know, you need a little bit of luck. We didn't really have that luck today. You know, we've just got to keep batting away and see where we can go this season. Trying to accrue as many points as we can.
We do it all again Monday with a trip to Oxford. Will the players go into that with a bit more confidence, or a lot more confidence, after a clean sheet?
I hope so. It'll be a totally different game. They'll try and play a lot more expansive passing football. So it'll be different. And we've got to be prepared to cope with that.
Very different fortunes, very different position in the league table for them, considering where they were when they played you here.
Yeah, well, that's footy. And, you know, there's quite a bit of football to be played between now and the end of the season. The one thing I do know, I've got a set of lads in there who'll run over broken battles for you. So, you know, I'm not worried about the effort that they're going to put in. And hopefully they get a little bit of luck between now and the end of the season.
And we've talked a lot, I think everybody's talking a lot about fixtures and congestion and how often the games are coming. Easter weekend's one of those times when you would be used to playing kind of at this increment. You've had so many injury problems. Confident everybody will be alright for Monday? Don't
know, we'll have to see. Normally my forte is not making a sub in the Easter period. I've had to make one today.
And we talked in the build-up about the league table situation. You're still a couple of victories away from those playoff positions. Is it a case of never say never?
Of course it is, and you know, we spoke to that about the lads in there, but We just got to look at the next game that's in front of us, chalk that off, and then take the next one. Just take them as they come.